Surprises are usually a good thing, but not when it comes to your equity program. For equity awards, surprises are usually bad. In this video, I'm going to cover 3 gotchas to watch out for in your RSU program so that you can avoid potentially unpleasant surprises. My first gotcha is tax withholding. Taxes are due on RSU awards on the scheduled vesting or release date. And that date is just a deadline looming over your head. It is going to arrive whether you are ready for it or not. And there are no easy solutions for tax withholding on RSU awards. Cash payments can be burdensome for employees and sometimes also for the company. Collecting the taxes through payroll often can't be completed in time to meet the deposit deadline. Share withholding can create a pretty significant cash outlay for the company. And if employees are going to sell shares to cover their taxes, those sales can be problematic both in terms of the volume of shares sold and the timing. It is important for you to think through all the pros and cons of these different approaches and decide on a method that's going to work for your company. And you really want to be doing that more than, say, a month out from the vesting date. My second gotcha is granting awards for too few shares. On a per-share basis, RSUs are one of the most expensive forms of equity compensation that you can offer. And as your per-share cost of an award gets higher, the number of shares awarded will get lower. As a result, RSUs are sometimes for really just a very small number of shares. And that can be a problem. It can, for one thing, it can really complicate the tax withholding on the award. Imagine an RSU for just 4 shares that is vesting annually in 4 increments. That's just 1 share vesting per year. It's really hard for employees to use their shares to cover their tax withholding obligation if they only have 1 share vesting at a time. Or worse, imagine an RSU for just 2 shares vesting in 4 annual increments. That's just half a share vesting per year. At that point, the award can be demotivational, especially if employees can see in your proxy statement that the CEO got an RSU for thousands of shares. Their little 2-share award can feel kind of manipulative. Far be it from me to ever suggest that a company not offer equity to its employees. But I have to admit that when your RSUs start to get that small, it might make sense to look at other forms of compensation. My third gotcha is retirement provisions. Now, paying out RSUs to retirees is absolutely a great benefit, and it's a best practice. But if you've watched my other video on this topic, you know it is complicated. It creates a bifurcated tax event for the RSU awards, where the FICA taxes will be due when employees become eligible to retire, and the income taxes won't be due until the award is paid out. You would need a whole process to manage those tax withholding requirements, and you need a whole lot of education to explain it to your award holders. So those are my 3 gotchas on RSUs. I bet you have your own gotchas. If you do, write them in the comments. Maybe I'll include them in a future video. And if you need more information on RSU awards, we have a great course that covers all the essentials of what you need to know. We'll include a link in the show notes. I hope you enjoyed my video today. If you did, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. That way you're notified when we post new videos, and it really helps us out too. Win-win. Thanks for watching.